Hello again, Leviathan556 here. So today I'm doing videos for both my Glock 18 and my gas blowback M4. For this video we're going to talk about my custom works for the KSC Glock18c. So this is a new pistol. If you remember from the videos I fired with my MP7. This is basically custom built with using a PGC upper, which is a stainless steel slide, aluminum slide, 6061. You get this in black as well. It comes with the matched ported barrel. Now this is the Gen 1 version of the Glock 18. Gen 1 didn't have the porting up top. And it sounds great, feels great, it's heavier. On top of that, we have the Big Dragon glow stick sights for rear and forward. These are great. They actually illuminate in light exposure because these are Fibro-Optic cables, so all the internal reflection is headed towards the shooter. On the bottom we have Mag-Guard. I found when I was on the field that with this in a universal holster, it actually drops mags frequently. I almost lost my big 45 round magazine and one of my 23 rounders. So if you're gonna holster this, I recommend putting in a opening up the mag guard, loading, closing it up. Now you shouldn't have any problems with accidentally falling out and losing it. However, you might have to slap and if you don't already have them cocked, so that when you transition, you're ready to shoot. So it's pretty good weight to it. Cycling speed that is actually quite good, except it's a little bit slower because it's a heavier slide. This is the original KSC Glock 18 with the original plastic. Much lighter, and it will cycle incredibly fast, almost at about 40% more speed than this. And if you notice, this is my original Glock 18 as it came with fake trades from with mil-spec, because you can't, US shops won't basically sell these anymore because of the lawsuits with Glock. But with the PGC you don't have any problems. You have Glock 18 Austria 9x19, and then you have the you can't see it, but you have the FA serial number on here, 9x19, FA569 serial number matched with the barrel. Very good. When I run with this, I run with an AMP laser and light combo box. That's basically a replica of the Insight version. I don't use this, but it gives me a good counterweight when I have to shoot. So it's actually pretty nice. But great thing about having this gun is having the 45 round extended mag. Now with this, don't run with this one in your holster. It makes running kind of awkward. But when you have pistol matches, as I did when I was playing last night in pistols only, this is great because, oh yeah, pistol matches. I loaded my 45 round full auto. It's gonna do well, and I did. It was quite helpful. So yeah, the PGC slide was about $70, I believe. The sights, they're $7 to $8 depending on where you buy them. I recommend buying 2 of these, because these are not even though it's supposed to basically go straight into the sight, it doesn't. The holes are too small on these sights, so I actually had to basically file down the sights inside of it, which is pretty difficult unless you have the right size diameter with these Fibro-Optic sights so that they slide in. So I recommend buying one, playing around with it, try to get it to work. You mess up, you got a second one to work on. I would have my original plan was to get the Freedom sights, which are about $40, but they are perfectly dimensioned and fit just right in. But I can't find these. They only have the Tokyo Marui electric pistol versions of the sights, which are a little bit different. They require some screws to go in as well. Oh no, it's a pretty good upgrade. One thing to note is sometimes when you have to rack the slide, the selector actually resets to semi. So if you keep doing that, that's one example, it reset itself. So, but if you have a loaded magazine or a magazine inserted, that tends to happen less. So yeah, it's something to be aware of. So when you're cycling, just keep in mind of that. I will be, because of its slow speed, I'm actually going to replace the return guide spring with the Garter or another brand with 140%. So let's take a quick look inside here. This is the barrel. Extra long. This is great because you could actually insert a barrel meant for the G34 in here. So when you pull out, let me pull out my inner barrel. This is the Madbull 6.03 millimeter barrel, type bore barrel, and it gives me more power, more range out of it. I went from about 310 feet per second to 340, 350, 330 average, with it depending on temperature and how much gas I have. That's great. I would have preferred getting if they made a G34 version, because then I would be extending all the way out. Unfortunately, it will have to do. But it still works great. It worked great on the field. Let's put the guide spring back. Now, one other note: when you're actually upgrading this, inside here, this is part 89, I believe, 89 or 87. But the back piece that holds the nozzle and the action or the piston assembly is actually improperly dimensioned into the insert. So when you're sliding it in, you're stopped. So you have two options. You could either slide inside of the file down the inside of the slide so that this will fit in, or you can file down this piece. And this is plastic, so I did the easier of the two, which is the latter. I filed it down, and so it's correctly, so it filed down to the edge where it just goes in, slides right in, and it doesn't move. So I recommend doing that, filing that down. So that's my pistol in a nutshell. It's already got a little bit of wear on it. I recommend to upgrade. It makes it quite a bit nicer. It's got a good heft to it with the solid slide. And I like the Generation 1s better than the Gen 2s with the ported barrel with these. It's great, but also it looks a little bit weaker. It isn't, but if you do buy this, you could buy it on pretty much any website for about $110. And it will come with this one, which is actually not bad aluminum. It's not cheap, but it's very light. That's a great thing. So you actually keep your rate of fire. With this one, it's a little bit slow. I'll demonstrate that with some shooting demonstrations that I took earlier on, and it'll show that the cycling is a bit of a problem. But there you go. That's my KSC PGC Custom Works Glock 18c. Please check out my video of the Noveski Nightmare that's put up with this video. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we're out here.
It's recording.
Hopefully we'll actually get together soon. I know. Want to go play? Yeah. Dude.